Let me ask you about new categories and new launches. You said that you would have liked to do more than 25. What is it that we can expect now in terms of new categories? You're now in the dairy market, courtesy Ashirvad ghee, dairy whiteners, and of course coffee, etc. What more can we expect in terms of new categories?
Well,
and is health and wellness a space at all that you would consider?
Absolutely. So it's an ongoing effort at our end to explore newer categories, and Mr. Deveshwar has in the past said that probably at some point of time we may be there in every category that is called FMC.
Yes.
So we continue to explore, and areas where we find that we can leverage our enterprise strengths are areas that we are progressing forward. So there are areas that are under exploration. And as an example, I gave you the next one that we are in relatively an advanced stage is fruits, vegetables, and perhaps even seafood. And health and wellness also is an area that is receiving a lot of attention from our side. So we have started that this year with the launch of Ashirvad sugar control release atta, where the glycemic index does not spike up, and it is good for diabetic and pre-diabetic.
So that's fortifying existing sort of products that are in the market.
Yes, so that's one very strong vector as far as health and wellness is concerned.
Okay.
And similarly, we have an all good digestive biscuit, which has no maida, no sugar, no artificial sweeteners. Right. And then we are going to be very shortly in the market with what we call super safe spices under the brand name of ITC Master Chef. Now these are again spices which we have developed along with our agribusiness division. They have worked with the farmers under an integrated crop management system, and these are tested for more than 450 contaminants against a regulatory environment which requires to test just about
so when
9 or
does
10.
Hit the market?
Well, it should be there in the next quarter for sure.
In the next quarter. When you're looking across categories, you're looking at new product launches, you're looking at backing new ideas, what are the parameters that you look at? Because, this capital allocation for you is going to be something that you decide where you put your capital and where you don't. What are the parameters that you're currently looking at when you decide where to deploy capital? So
first is, of course, the industry segment should be attractive. Is there headroom for the industry to grow? And very clearly in FMCG, there is a lot of headroom to grow. The level of food processing is in single digits. We know our penetration levels are limited, per capita consumptions are limited. And also the unbranded and unorganized segment is many times more than the branded segment. So the headroom to grow is... What about the disruption from the likes of Patanjali? How are you dealing with that? And what are the lessons that you perhaps learned from the manner in which he's disrupted the FMCG market? So we are happy to see brands like Patanjali come in, because as an organization, we support creation of world-class Indian brands. Yes. We know that there's a lot of royalty that is going out. That goes out. So we are happy to see that, and I think competition is good, right? And it's good. It creates efficiencies. It gets us to think more, re-strategize, reinvent ourselves. So I think it is certainly good that is coming into that we are having an Indian competitor scale up so fast. But what is it doing in terms of pricing? Because they're priced significantly lower than the current competition in the landscape. What does it do now? And in a slow market specifically, what does it do in terms of pricing pressure? I think it's like this, that ultimately you have to assess the value that you are giving to the consumer. So your price has to be aligned to the value that the consumer gets. So I think more than what competitive actions are, it's about the value that you're providing the consumer. If you're providing superior value, you have a right to also retain superior value yourselves. Now, if we are going to compete on a like-to-like product, so we have a right to kind of realize similar kind of value. Sure. Right? So it will depend on the segment we are in. But input costs now putting pressure, raw material costs putting pressure on margins? Yes, for sure. For sure. All the input costs are for sure going up. And do you believe that is going to hit margins by
significantly, or do you believe that you'll be able to absorb them, pass them on? What is the situation at this point in time?
Well, it's going to be a mixed bag, considering the situation as far as the economy is concerned, and the fact that growth rates are muted. So we have to choose a path that is optimal, and it's going to.
How much have raw material costs gone up by?
It depends again on, we are into such a diverse range of categories, so to give one figure is very difficult, but there's significant increase. Yeah, whether you look at, paper, or you look at oil, or you look at wheat, or you look at, sugar, so it's a significant increase across.
Okay. Let me ask you about each of your businesses. We've talked extensively about cigarettes and FMCG, but what about the hotels business? What is the outlook now as far as both expansion, and given the fact that it sort of continues to be a sluggish environment, what is the outlook for the hotels business?
So we are, as you know, the greenest hotel chain in the world. And we are offering responsible luxury to our consumers. It's also well acknowledged for its service and food and beverage, cuisine that it offers. And some of the properties are also being recognized. For example, the Grand Bharat is amongst the top floor globally amongst the the best hotels and resorts in the world as per the Condé Nast Travels, and in Asia it is number one. It is true that the industry per se is reporting a muted performance in the recent past. But if we look at again the potential of this sector, I think the potential is enormous. India is home to just about 1% of the global tourists. And I understand that the government has a target to take that up to 2%. So certainly there is a lot of headroom. And when the upturn happens, at that time you cannot create assets. You have to create it with a belief in the future. And we are very optimistic that in the medium term, the Indian economy will do much better. It's already the best performing globally. It will do much better, and there will be a lot more demand for hotel rooms. So we are. So
how much are you investing in the hotel business? What kind of expansion can we expect over the next year or two?
So we have a pipeline of 10 luxury hotels, which will give us additionally about 3,000 rooms across various cities, and one in Colombo. And the other important dimension is that this is also a very important from the national economy perspective. It's a lot of multiplier on the employment per se. And it is therefore rightly an area of national priority, and it aligns therefore well with our aspiration also to make a growing contribution to the Indian economy. So I think we will for sure remain invested and continue to create assets. Our strategy is not about being asset light or heavy. What we say is asset right strategy. So it will be a mix of our own properties, as well as certain properties of partners that we manage. Your
foray into the juice market was courtesy and acquisition. So are we looking at entering new categories by way of acquisitions, or beefing up certain segments by way of acquisitions?
Yeah, we are absolutely open to that, and anything that is synergistic with our plans and portfolio, we will be keen. And of course, as long as we get it at the right
anything identified so far?
Well, nothing specifically that I can say is that we are working on right now, but we are open to it across FMCG and other businesses, including information technology.
So you are looking at acquisitions in the IT space as well?
Yes, we are open to it if we get the right opportunity.